Got a brand new section called Center of Data. We're going to be starting statistics now. We'll end the year off with statistics. This year ends, the school year ends May 27th, I want to say, is the last day of school. 31st, my bad. So that's the last day of school, and then we go into summer school. If you go to summer school, we go to summer vacation. But we're going to end with statistics. We're going to get deep into statistics, statistical measures, statistical skills you guys have never been exposed to. I'm going to expose you to stuff that you're going to see in college. If some of you go to college, maybe Mount SAC, Chaffey, whatever, I'm going to introduce you to concepts and ideas about statistics that you'll see up there. Today's the very first lesson on statistics, and it's called Center of Data. Data is just a fancy schmancy word for what? When you hear the word data, information. I'm going to bust out some information to start off our discussion of data. Real quick, before you do that, 1 second. My Dodgers got spanked yesterday. Here's a Dodger website. Look what I'm going to do. Check this out. I'm going to go to stats. All right. I have a list of the Dodger players. Let me zoom in a little bit. So let's go through some data. Data is another word for what again? Information. This is data about the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2018. Here's the names. Yasmani Grandal, Matt Kemp, Clayton Kershaw, so on and so on and so on. We'll just go up to the 14th player because he's the only one that has an average. The rest are just bench warmers for now. So we're going to go up to the first 14 players. So here's the team, LA Dodgers. What does POS stand for? Thank you. What does C stand for? Catcher, left fielder, pitcher, first baseman, second baseman, and so on. Does anybody know what G stands for in baseball? Someone give this guy a hug. What does G stand for in baseball? Enough, now stop. I'm asking them because you're already done. This means games, how many games they played. So Yasmani played 9 games, Kemp played 10, and so on. The season's only like 2 weeks old, I think. How about AB? Nice. How many times at bat did he come to at bat? R. What's a run? Right, it's when they score. When someone touches home base for a point, that's called a run. So Grandal has actually touched home base to score a run 5 times. Nice. How about this one? What does that mean, second base? What is that called in baseball? A double. So this would be a double. So Grandal has 2 doubles. Well, triples, home runs. What's this one here? So what does RBI stand for in baseball? They scored while running the bases? That would be a run. Okay, you're on the right track. What's an RBI in baseball? Well, you know some baseball. How about this? Let's say Contreras is on first base. I'm at home batting. Alvarado's on second base. And Araguin's on third base. First, second, third. Murillo's going to pitch one. I crank one to outfield, and it lands in the outfield, and I get to first base. Miss Araguin is going to come and score. That's a run batted in. Cool. Yeah. So I'm just explaining the rest of it. No one else understood, man. Relax. So a run batted in is I hit it, and Araguin scores. That's RBIs. Go for it. Thank you. Let's keep going. SO. Strikeouts. Oh yeah, BB. What does BB stand for? So Grandal has 4 baseballs in his pocket. What does BB stand for? That's at bats right here. But bats is just one B. Should I give an extra stamp for someone who can tell me what BB stands for in baseball? Uh-oh, there she goes, Googling that puppy. What's going on here? Hold up. Is Moreno talking to his girlfriend or something? Hold up. Oh, it's a walk. This is how many times they walked. You're welcome. So Grandal has walked 4 times. I trust you guys know what a walk is, right? Right. They take first base. SO, strikeouts. That's how many times Grandal has struck out. He struck out 10 times. Does anybody know what SB stands for? Strike base. Good job. You need to play some more baseball or watch more baseball. Yeah, he has 0 soccer balls, right? SB means stolen bases. And then CS. CS is caught stealing. So if you try to steal second base, they catch you. So this guy has been caught once. Let's see, that is Chris Taylor. Yeah. What about we talk one at a time? Go ahead. Then you leave. That's what. Go ahead. Okay. Batting average. I'll get into batting average, how that's calculated later, but that's how well you get on base when you actually at bat. That's not that either. But now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take one of these statistical categories, and we're going to do a few statistical, actually for today we'll only do one statistical calculation. I'm going to focus in on hits today, the hits. How many hits each Dodger has. And I'm going to focus on the first 14 players only because they're the only ones who have batted so far. Okay, so what I've done is I already copied and pasted the hits column is right here. Okay? You don't have to draw this or copy this. We're going to do it right now. But before we get into hits, let's go ahead and define a few words. The first thing I want you to do is go and write this on the top of your notes, underneath the title. Go and write comparing the mean, median, and mode. And what I underline, make sure you underline nice and neatly on your notes. A measure of center is a measure that represents the center or typical value of a data set. The mean, median, and mode are measures of center. Go and write that down. Nice and neatly, because you don't turn the notes into me, they're for you. Ready? Here we go. Today we're just going to focus on the mean. What the heck the mean means. Monday, when we get back from weekend, we're going to focus on median and mode. But the mean is just this. Go and write this down. The mean of a numerical data set. We just started right here. Garcia, go for it. Here's the title. First word. The mean of a numerical data set is the sum of the data divided by the number of data values. The symbol X bar represents the mean. It is read as X bar. I'll write that down. All right, so we're going to find the mean of the Dodger hits that I have right here. Okay, you don't have to copy this down because it's going to be on video soon, so you can see this data on your computer screen later. What we're going to do is first write down the formula to find the mean. So on your notes, go to write mean or average. They mean the same thing. The mean or average. In parentheses, going to put average. These two words mean the same thing. What is the average amount of hits a Dodger has? We're about to find out. The highest amount of hits is Yasmani Grandal right here on top. The fewest amount of hits is Ryu. 1. So if someone asks about how many hits does a typical Dodger have, we're about to answer that question. What's the average? What's the mean? What would be the center amount of, out of all the number of hits, what would be the one that's about the center of out of all of them? That's what we're about to find out. And here's the formula. That's exactly what you just wrote down. X bar. So whenever you see X bar, the way I say that is X bar. That represents the mean. It's always equal to, write this down, sum of data values. That's the numerator. Look at that. Sum of data values divided by the number of data values. Number of data values. I'll bet a lot of cash, Moreno, that a lot of you have seen this formula before. You're lying. Here we go. Let's find the sum of the data values. Again, I'm just focusing on the hits of Dodgers. So we go 12 plus 11 plus 2. Here we go. Ready? X bar equals 12 plus 11 plus 2 plus 11 plus 6 plus 4. You write this with me. Plus 3 plus 1 plus 9. Just adding up the data value. That's all I'm doing. 10 plus 9 plus 5. It's going to be okay. Plus 7 plus 3. Okay, going to write that down. Those are all the hits of the Dodgers. I would. Yeah. Plus 3 plus 1. My bad. Let me get my calculator. Divided by the number of data values. How many data values we got? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. There's 14 data values. So I'm going to divide all this crap by 14. Oops. So divide by 14. There's my denominator. Sure. 12 plus 11 plus 2 plus 11 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 10 plus 5 plus 7 plus 3. I got 84. That's my numerator. 84, if I added all those puppies up. Right. Hold on, one at a time. The little bar, we pronounce this as X bar. And this is always a variable that means the mean. Okay? X bar equals 84. And when you say X bar in statistics, everyone knows you're talking about the mean. So X bar equals 84 divided by 14. You want some headphones? Go for it. Just take care of them. So 84 divided by 14, watch this. It's exactly 6. Yes, sir. Right, look at the formula. Sum means sumar in español. ¿Qué quiere decir sumar? Add all the data values. I added all these puppies up. So far, so good? Divided by the number of data values. How many? In other words, how many were there? 14. That's it. And so watch this now. X bar equals 6. What that means is, look, the typical or the average amount of hits a typical Dodger player would have is about 6 hits. That's the average amount of hits. You'd be doing like 10 hits? Good job, Moreno.